Hey everybody, Matt Zaharis here with another video tutorial. Today we're going to be going through the initial setup process for Windows 10. This setup process applies whether you have upgraded from Windows 7 or Windows 8 to Windows 10, or, as in my case here, it's a fresh install of Windows 10. The goal of the steps we're going to walk through here is to make the operating system a little bit more familiar to use to folks who are used to using Windows 7 or Windows 8 with the classic shell application installed, and also to turn off some of the maybe data sharing functions that are built into Windows 10 from the get-go. I'm not a huge privacy advocate in terms of being super strict about that kind of thing, but there are some features here that you want to be aware of that are on by default, and we're going to go through and disable some of those. So this is the initial screen that you'll encounter when you have first started Windows 10 after applying the upgrade, or have started up a computer that includes Windows 10 for the first time, or have done a fresh installation of Windows 10. This is true whether you have the professional or the home version of Windows 10. So first we're going to go and click on Customize Settings, and we're going to disable a number of these features here. This is basically phone home settings for Microsoft to have the operating system send information back to their data centers. I typically leave the location function on just in case you're looking for stuff that might depend on actually knowing, where you are with your GPS if you've got that built into your device, or if you're connected to a Wi-Fi hotspot and want Microsoft or any other map service you use, travel service, etc., built into the operating system. Any of those apps that might rely on the location in order to get you better information that might be relevant to like the neighborhood you're in. We're going to go ahead and click Next. And Smart Screen you can leave on. I find for my use it gets in the way and just winds up with me clicking on things to basically bypass it. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it off. This does help protect a little bit against malware and also against malicious websites. So it is something you could totally leave on, and that would be okay. I would turn off the page prediction function, and then I would turn off both of the Wi-Fi, open Wi-Fi network, and hotspot sharing functions here. The contacts that it's talking about in this second option are contacts that you have synced up with your Microsoft account, not with Outlook through your work or with like Google Apps or anything like that. So most folks aren't going to be using the built-in contact app in Windows 10. So I find that that is not a dubious setting, but a setting that is maybe not going to apply to the majority of folks. And then leaving the last option on here, sending error and diagnostic information to Microsoft. I remember reading several either forum posts or articles on Reddit that talked specifically about how helpful it is for Microsoft to have error reports in terms of their making the operating system function better, fixing security issues, and just generally improving Windows, and not just the experience but the security and stability. So I actually leave that on. We're going to go ahead and click Next, and it's going to begin the initial processing stage here after we've chosen all those options. So here we're presented with naming the actual user for the computer and then also entering a password. You can actually bypass any sort of password entry here just by not filling those fields out. If you have a Microsoft account, it's a pretty good idea to do that. You will probably get prompted to log into a Microsoft account if you have a network connection active. My computer does not currently have an active network connection. If you don't have a Microsoft account, i.e. you don't use Windows Live Messenger, you don't use Xbox, you don't use Hotmail or MSN, you don't have a personal Office 365 account, then go ahead and fill this information out here. Otherwise, I recommend using your Microsoft account to sign into your Windows 10 computer. And again, this is for personal Microsoft accounts. This is not related to Office 365. I'm going to go ahead and fill out some basic information here, and then we'll continue. Okay, great. And I'm going to let that log in here. And you'll be presented with the initial welcome screen. This usually takes a couple minutes here for it to process through. If it's the first time you've logged into a particular Windows 10 computer, even if it's not a new machine, it will still take several minutes to log in because it's getting your initial profile set up. I'll go ahead and pause this recording while it's finishing this process.